In today's video, we are going to find out if, on a square body Suburban, you have to lift the body off the frame to replace that rear crossmember that your tailgate bolts to. And I'm here to tell you that you don't. So, let's see if that's true. So before we jump into what we're working on today, let me show you what we did last weekend when the cameras weren't rolling, simply because I just wanted to get in and work and, you know, no distractions. And unfortunately, sometimes that means putting the camera down. So let's take a look and see what we did. So as I showed you in a previous video, we did get this section here cut out. And it revealed a little bit of rot here in the corner, as well as a little bit of rot back here. But we got a couple of patch panels in. We got this lower quarter patch in here on the front, as well as the rocker panel patch on the outer and inner patch, which we still have some work to do. And the goal here today is to try and figure out how we're going to get this new cross member that goes all the way across this whole piece here that holds the actual tailgate in place, because you see this is where the hinges mount right here. And what we've got to do to get it into place without the hassle of having to lift the entire cab off the frame, which is probably the right way. Because we've got two mounting positions here, there's also mounting positions here on the inside of this panel, which means this section right here that kind of tucks in behind has to be able to tuck in behind the outer panel on both sides. And I'm thinking the way that we're going to do that is to cut out a section here and this whole back piece right here, because we've got a lot of rebuilding to do in this section anyways. So if we cut this out right along here, then not only does that get rid of the rot on the inner panel that we have to replace anyway, but because we're replacing the rot that was on the outer panel, we can get this thing into place, hopefully, by sliding it in this way and not have to jack the cab up. But to be honest, I don't know. I've never done this before. I've never worked on a Suburban, never owned a Suburban, so I don't know what's involved in making this work properly without jacking up the whole body. If we have to jack it up, it's got to go up quite a ways. I'm thinking at the very least probably 6 or 8 inches, which means fighting with every single body mount bolt. We know how hard the two that were in the back were to get off. They were rotten. And then be able to jack this whole thing up. How are we going to do that? We'll probably have to use the hoist and then working on the ground. I mean, you're learning with me. So let's take a few minutes, look around this thing, see exactly what our options are, and go from there. And the other option would be to come back into the floor pan. Well, you see we've got a little hole right here that we've got to patch up here anyway. But come back into the floor pan, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches, and just cut a line right across. Pull this right out of the way, and then we can kind of take that thing, tilt kitty corner it in here, drop it down into place, and Bob's your uncle. We're in the game. Then we just have to come in here and, well, tack that back into place. The carpet covers everything anyway. No one's going to see it except for me knowing it's there. But like I said, because we have this little patch that we're going to have to fix anyway, there's going to be a spot here that's going to be welded and patched in anyway. So why not just make it a little bit simpler? Cut up there, right along there, make that the easy access point. I'm thinking that's what we're going to have to do. And I know there's going to be a lot of you square body Suburban purists, or even square body guys in general, who are going to say, you can't cut that floor up, blah, blah, blah. And then there's going to be some of those guys in there who have done this exact job before and are going to say, yep, that's exactly how you do it. I'm of the mindset of take the path of least resistance. So I'm building this for me, not for you anyway. So this is how I'm going to do it. I think I've made up my mind. I think we're going to cut that floor pan, and then we're going to try and test fit that down into place and go from there. So let's get to her. Okay, so you saw from that time lapse, we cut that piece of metal, that is loose, and we moved it out of the way. And we did just exactly what I was planning on doing. Was once we got some of the rotten stuff trimmed away over here, we took that piece and we angled it in like that, and we guided the body, which is right here, in between the square box part and this outer flange. And then we wedged it down in place. But in order to do that, I had to remove the AC cover, the rear AC cover. I had to take this piece of trim out, which, my God, was a pain in the ass. It was in behind this panel, was screwed in with one Phillips screw. I couldn't lift that thing out of there for nothing. So in the future, if you want to take that trim around that back window, you've got to start here kind of first. Get that out of the way, get your speakers out of the way. Anyway, we made it. Headliner's kind of hanging here. But then we kind of got this down here in this corner, and we've got it in place, and that's the key. It's lined up where it needs to be here. It's just not pulled together. Over here, same thing. It needs to roll back this way to fit into place, but that's how we got it in there without lifting it up, without lifting the body up and putting it down in place. So we did do that. Yes, we scratched the paint a little bit, but you know what? This is going to be fixed anyway. I'm not too concerned about that. This has to come out again, so I'm not going to leave it in there because we still have the repairs to do down in each corner. This was just proof of concept that this is the way it could be done. And in order to help wedge it into place, we had a jack and a big 6x6 just kind of pushing it back up into place. So this still has to come out. You guys are going to watch us struggle getting that out. And then we can kind of start the repairs needed to finalize all of this project. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I probably will recruit the old man to come in here and give me a hand fabricating what we need for fastening. Over on this side, the driver's side, the passenger side, and there's a couple things that we need to get done so that this thing can stay in place and hold the body together structurally, because it is part of the structure. It's what holds everything together. And then we can patch the hole in the corner on the floor that we cut out over here, and then spot weld that floor pan back into place, get our spare tire well all kind of back, get the dents out of it is the key there. It's all dented up where it had that little accident or whatever, something must have run over something. Get that back into place, seam, seal, paint, and we can pretty much call it done. But right now, I'm going to struggle with trying to get this piece back out because that's what you do, apparently. All the professionals do it. Put pieces together, take them apart 100 times because they know what they're doing. I don't. Anyway, let's get that out, and then we can start doing some repairs on those inner pieces. So I did have some help getting this put into place, but he does not want to be on camera. So I said, well, if you don't want to be on camera, I've got to try and take this apart by myself. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to try and pull this out. And like I said, you guys get to watch me struggle. So with any luck, it should just yeah, right. Oh, shoot. Maybe this will go down. Oh, yeah. See, that'll go down. And then maybe this. Doesn't want to go up because it's wedged in underneath that lip. Dang it. Well, how about we grab the jack and that piece of wood and start jacking over here. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah. Maybe if I push over there instead. Right there, maybe. Well, they'll pull you in. Okay, let go. Let go. Nothing to pry on that I don't want to damage the body on either, so end up lifting that whole thing right off the hoist. That's exactly what we're doing. I know it was tight going in there, but it kind of slid in with a little bit of, I tapped it in with my hand is what I did. So I think if I, maybe if I, Yep, just like that. Exactly how it's. And then it should start prying up like so. Just like that, folks. We're professionals here at Olde Carr Guy on YouTube. Follow me for some great tips on how not to do bodywork. Anyways, looking at that, the only damage that we did was we bent that little piece of metal right there. There's a little tiny piece that's bent right there. Other than that, there are some scrapes and bumps from sliding that in. On the other side, everything looks good the way it's supposed to. So, yeah. I think we can call that golden. We now know exactly what we've got to do. So, I think I'm going to end this video right here. I know it's a short one, but as I mentioned in the very beginning, the whole idea and the whole purpose for this video is to show you a couple of options on how to get this thing to be put into place somewhat easier than removing all the body mounts and lifting the body off the frame. And even though we did struggle a little bit, I still think that I chose the right path. So if you guys haven't done it yet, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Olde Carr Guy. I really appreciate it. And if you want to check out some Olde Carr Guy merch like this t-shirt right here, which has the follow me QR code on the back, which means if someone's walking behind you and they want to know, wonder what that QR code does. You scan it, takes you right to Olde Carr Guy. There's also hats, hoodies, t-shirts, koozies, and lots of other designs. Focus on the windshield. Barn doors or tailgates, 2 headlights or 4. There's different things with these Suburbans and square body trucks, and a whole slew of easily distracted by type t-shirts that'll flash up here in the screen. Easily distracted by Crown Vics, easily distracted by C10s, by square bodies, dent sides, bump sides, you know, Dodge trucks, all that type of thing. So, you know, if square bodies aren't your thing, maybe there's a t-shirt or a hat or a hoodie there for you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll be back here next time. Hopefully, this will be done and these patches will be done in the next video. I may record it. If you're interested in seeing that type of stuff, make sure you're entering it in the comment section down below on watching me struggle and weld and not do it the right way. Anyways, stay focused on the windshield, not the rearview mirror. I love you guys. God bless. Let's do it again in the next video.